Module 4, The Psychology Behind Manipulation. Introduction. Manipulation is a complex and multifaceted phenomenon that encompasses psychological principles, cognitive biases, emotional responses, social dynamics, and personality traits. Understanding the psychology behind manipulation is crucial for both recognizing when one is being manipulated and for avoiding manipulative behavior in oneself. This module will delve into cognitive biases and heuristics, the role of emotions in decision-making, the influence of social dynamics, and how personality traits can affect manipulation. By unpacking these components, we can gain deeper insights into the mechanisms that underpin manipulation and develop strategies to navigate interpersonal interactions more ethically. 4.1 Cognitive Biases and Heuristics. 4.1.1 Defining cognitive biases and heuristics. Cognitive biases are systematic patterns of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment, whereas heuristics are mental shortcuts that ease the cognitive load of making decisions. While heuristics can often lead to quick and efficient decision-making, they can also result in errors and biases. Understanding these concepts is essential for recognizing how they can be exploited in manipulative contexts. 4.1.2 Common Cognitive Biases. 1. Anchoring bias. This bias occurs when individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information they encounter, the anchor, when making decisions. For instance, if a seller first presents an expensive option, subsequent prices may seem more reasonable by comparison, even if they are still inflated. 2. Confirmation bias. This bias leads individuals to favor information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs while disregarding contradictory information. Manipulators can exploit this bias by presenting selective information that aligns with the target's beliefs, reinforcing their perspective and making them more susceptible to influence. 3. Availability heuristic. This heuristic involves estimating the likelihood of events based on how easily examples come to mind. For example, if someone has recently heard about several incidents of crime, they may overestimate the likelihood of becoming a victim, leading to irrational fears that can be manipulated for political or social gain. 4. Framing effect. The way information is presented can significantly influence decision-making. For example, describing a surgical procedure as having a 90% success rate versus a 10% failure rate can lead to different perceptions of the procedure, despite the statistics being identical. 5. Loss aversion. This principle suggests that individuals prefer to avoid losses rather than acquiring equivalent gains. Manipulators can exploit this bias by emphasizing potential losses rather than gains, making individuals more likely to comply with requests to avoid negative outcomes. 4.1.3 Heuristics in decision-making. Heuristics are often employed to simplify decision-making processes. While they can be helpful, they also create vulnerabilities to manipulation. Some common heuristics include: 1. Representativeness heuristic. This heuristic leads individuals to judge the probability of an event based on how much it resembles a typical case. For instance, if someone is presented with a stereotype, they might assume a person fits that stereotype based on limited information. 2. Sunk cost fallacy. This fallacy occurs when individuals continue an endeavor based on previously invested resources, time, money, effort, even when it is no longer beneficial. Manipulators may highlight past investments to persuade someone to continue with a decision that is no longer in their best interest. 3. Overconfidence bias. Many individuals overestimate their knowledge or abilities, leading to risks and poor decision-making. Manipulators can exploit this by presenting themselves as experts, encouraging the target to defer to their judgment. 4.1.4 Implications for manipulation. Understanding cognitive biases and heuristics allows manipulators to craft messages and situations that exploit these psychological tendencies. By recognizing these biases in ourselves and others, we can better defend against manipulation and make more informed decisions. 4.1.5 Strategies for Mitigation. 1. Awareness and education. Educating oneself about common cognitive biases and heuristics can enhance awareness and help individuals recognize when they are being influenced. 2. Critical thinking. Encouraging critical thinking skills can empower individuals to analyze information more thoroughly and question assumptions. 3. Seeking diverse perspectives. Engaging with a variety of viewpoints can counteract confirmation bias and broaden understanding. 4. Taking time to decide. Avoiding snap judgments and allowing time for reflection can help mitigate the impact of cognitive biases. 4.2 The role of emotions in decision-making. 4.2.1 The interplay between emotions and decisions. Emotions play a critical role in shaping our decisions, often driving us to act in ways that are irrational or counterproductive. Understanding the emotional underpinnings of decision-making can illuminate how manipulators exploit these feelings. 4.2.2 The influence of emotions on behavior. 1. Fear. Fear is a powerful emotion that can lead to compliance and submissive behavior. Manipulators often use fear tactics to elicit a desired response, such as threatening negative outcomes if demands are not met. 2. Guilt. Guilt can be leveraged to manipulate individuals into acting against their best interests. For example, someone may invoke guilt to pressure another into providing assistance or support. 3. Excitement and joy. Positive emotions can also be exploited. When individuals are in a state of excitement or joy, they may be more likely to make impulsive decisions, leading to vulnerability to manipulation. 4. Sadness and sympathy. Manipulators may evoke feelings of sadness or sympathy to garner support or compliance. By portraying themselves as victims, they can manipulate others into offering assistance or concessions. 4.2.3 Emotional appeals in manipulation. Manipulators often employ emotional appeals to sway opinions and behaviors. These appeals can take various forms. 1. Stories and anecdotes. Personal stories can create emotional connections that make it easier for manipulators to persuade others. By eliciting empathy, they can shape opinions and decision-making. 2. Fear appeals. Advertisements often use fear appeals to motivate consumers to act. For instance, anti-smoking campaigns highlight the dangers of smoking to evoke fear and encourage cessation. 3. Flattery and praise. Compliments and flattery can create a positive emotional state, making individuals more amenable to suggestions and requests. Manipulators may use this strategy to build rapport and gain influence. 4.2.4 The dual process model of emotion and decision-making. The dual process model posits that human decision-making occurs through two systems, the intuitive affective system and the rational cognitive system. The interplay between these systems can result in decisions that are heavily influenced by emotions, often leading to manipulative scenarios where feelings override rational thought. 1. Effective decision-making. In emotionally charged situations, individuals may rely more on their feelings than on logical reasoning. This can lead to impulsive decisions that are easily swayed by manipulation. 2. Cognitive decision-making. When individuals engage in rational thinking, they are better equipped to analyze information and make informed choices. However, strong emotional appeals can disrupt this process, leading to biased judgments. 4.2.5 Strategies for managing emotional influences. 1. Emotional awareness. Developing awareness of one's emotional responses can help individuals recognize when they are being influenced by emotions rather than rational thought. 2. Mindfulness practices. Engaging in mindfulness can enhance emotional regulation, allowing individuals to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. 3. Evaluating emotional appeals. When faced with emotional appeals, individuals should critically evaluate the underlying motivations and intentions behind the message. For engaging the rational mind, encouraging the use of logic and reason when making decisions can help counteract emotional manipulation. This may involve seeking additional information or consulting trusted sources. 4.3 Social dynamics, authority, conformity, and groupthink. 4.3.1 The influence of authority on behavior. Authority figures can exert significant influence over individuals' thoughts and behaviors. This influence can be harnessed for both positive and negative ends. Understanding the dynamics of authority is critical for recognizing manipulation in social contexts. 1. Milgram experiment. One of the most famous studies on obedience to authority is Stanley Milgram's experiment, which demonstrated that individuals are often willing to follow orders from an authority figure, even to the extent of causing harm to others. This highlights the power of authority in shaping behavior. 2. Authority in communication. When an authority figure makes a claim, individuals are more likely to accept it without question. Manipulators can exploit this by presenting themselves as experts or leveraging endorsements from trusted figures. 4.3.2 Conformity and social pressure. Conformity refers to the tendency of individuals to align their beliefs and behaviors with those of a group. This can lead to compliance, even in situations where individuals may disagree with the group. 1. Asch conformity experiments. Solomon Asch's experiments demonstrated how individuals often conform to group consensus, even when it contradicts their own beliefs. This highlights the power of social pressure in shaping behavior. 2. Peer influence. Peer groups can exert significant influence over individual decisions, leading to conformity that may not align with personal values. Manipulators can exploit this by creating an environment where dissent is discouraged. 4.3.3 Groupthink and decision-making. Groupthink is a phenomenon that occurs when the desire for harmony and conformity in a group leads to poor decision-making outcomes. It can stifle critical thinking and result in consensus-driven decisions that overlook potential risks and alternatives. 1. Characteristics of groupthink. Key characteristics of groupthink include an illusion of invulnerability, collective rationalization, and an unquestioned belief in the group's inherent morality. These factors can lead to disastrous outcomes in decision-making contexts. 2. Consequences of groupthink. Groupthink can result in a lack of creativity, poor problem-solving, and a failure to consider alternative viewpoints. This can create vulnerabilities that manipulators may exploit to achieve their goals. 4.3.4 Strategies for mitigating social influence. 1. Encouraging dissent. Creating an environment where dissenting opinions are welcomed can help counteract groupthink. Encouraging individuals to voice concerns or alternative viewpoints can enhance decision-making quality. 2. Diverse perspectives. Bringing together diverse groups with varying backgrounds and experiences can reduce conformity pressure and promote critical thinking. 3. Critical evaluation of authority. Teaching individuals to critically evaluate authority figures and their claims can empower them to resist manipulation based on authority. 4. Awareness of social dynamics. Educating individuals about social dynamics and the factors that influence group behavior can enhance their ability to navigate social pressures effectively. 4.4 The impact of personality traits on manipulation. 4.4.1 Understanding personality traits. Personality traits refer to enduring characteristics that dictate how individuals think, feel, and behave. These traits can significantly influence how individuals engage in manipulative behavior and how they respond to manipulation from others. 4.4.2 Key personality traits and manipulation. 1. Narcissism. Narcissistic individuals often exhibit manipulative tendencies, as they may prioritize their own needs and desires over others. They may exploit relationships for personal gain and lack empathy for others' feelings. 2. Machiavellianism. This trait reflects a tendency toward manipulation and exploitation in social interactions. Individuals high in Machiavellianism are often skilled at deceit and may use manipulation to achieve their goals. 3. Psychopathy. Psychopathy is characterized by a lack of empathy, remorse, and emotional depth. Individuals with psychopathic traits may engage in manipulative behavior without regard for the consequences to others. 4. Agreeableness. On the other end of the spectrum, individuals who score low on agreeableness may be more susceptible to manipulation. They may struggle to assert themselves and are more likely to comply with others' demands. 5. Openness to experience. Individuals high in openness may be more receptive to new ideas and perspectives, making them potentially more vulnerable to manipulation through persuasive narratives. 4.4.3 The role of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence (EI) plays a crucial role in understanding and navigating manipulation. Individuals with high EI are better equipped to recognize their own emotions and those of others, allowing them to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. 1. Empathy. High emotional intelligence is associated with greater empathy, which can serve as a protective factor against manipulation. Empathic individuals are more likely to recognize when they are being manipulated and can assert their boundaries. 2. Self-regulation. Individuals with strong self-regulation skills can manage their emotional responses, reducing the likelihood of impulsive decisions driven by emotional manipulation. 4.4.4 Strategies for recognizing and mitigating manipulative behavior. 1. Self-reflection. Encouraging individuals to engage in self-reflection can enhance their awareness of their own personality traits and how they may influence their interactions with others. 2. Building emotional intelligence. Developing emotional intelligence through training and practice can empower individuals to navigate manipulation more effectively. 3. Recognizing manipulative tactics. Educating individuals about common manipulative tactics associated with certain personality traits can enhance their ability to recognize and respond to manipulation. 4. Setting boundaries. Encouraging individuals to establish and maintain clear boundaries can help protect them from manipulative behavior. Conclusion. Understanding the psychology behind manipulation involves dissecting cognitive biases, emotional influences, social dynamics, and personality traits. By exploring these components, we gain valuable insights into how manipulation operates and how we can protect ourselves from its effects. Through awareness, education, and the development of critical thinking and emotional intelligence, individuals can navigate interpersonal interactions more ethically and effectively. Ultimately, fostering a deeper understanding of the psychological mechanisms at play can contribute to healthier relationships, improved decision-making, and a more ethical approach to influence and persuasion. This module provides a comprehensive overview of the psychological aspects of manipulation, integrating various theories and research findings. Each section can be further expanded with real-world examples, case studies, and practical exercises to enhance understanding and application.